Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today I have two questions. First of all, where are you watching from right now? Is it the US? Is it India? Is it the UK? Let me know in the comment section down below. And the second is, do you think there are any positive ties between Ripple, XRP, and Donald Trump? Again, put that in the comment section down below. Because the last couple of days, I've been getting so many tweets, so many calls, in the sense of getting so many messages of everybody showing me their theories between Ripple having connections with Trump. And I know it's been going on for a very, very long time, and we've been speculating about this for months upon months upon months, but Twitter is still filled with all of this stuff as well. Like, for example, here, Blue Jay Music, he says, squandered, okay, but Trump is apt to reset the financial system alongside Ripple using XRP, opening a massive corridor of wealth to the US and its people. So, you know what you mean? Again, a lot of these guys, they're talking about it right now as we speak about some connections between Trump and XRP, right? And if you just scroll a little bit through, you'll see here, interestingly, he's looking for decentralized networks in general. He cited Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP in particular to solve many of the problems hindering more than 1,000 financial institutions under his purview. When you check it out, it's a little bit different, of course, because, it's not Trump literally saying that, but actually, here he's referring to something that Corey Johnson has also referred to. Trump's acting controller of the currency is bullish on Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP. But who is this guy? And again, that's Trump's acting controller. I had to look it up, what he meant, but now I know. And by the way, if you are enjoying the daily crypto news, please support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribe. I just checked it again. Only 63% of you guys are, only 33, I believe, percent of you guys are subscribed. 63% are not subscribed, and like 5% or so is unknown, or something like that, because YouTube is a little bit weird. Make sure you press the like button, make sure you subscribe, and put the notifications on. Trump's new top banking regulator is a Bitcoin bull. So yes, we're talking about Trump's new top banking regulator. The acting controller of the currency shows his crypto roots. And the last week, as the world debated President Trump's photo op on the steps of the St. John Episcopal Church a mile away, the controller of the currency's office was quietly proposing potentially sweeping changes in banking regulations with a specific emphasis on blockchain. And again, the reason I am covering this right now is because we haven't done it yet, and I'm being spammed like crazy to talk about this. A lot of people telling me, hey, what's your thought about Trump x Ripple, Trump x XRP? And I think that's mostly because yesterday, or maybe the day before, we got the news that Trump has actually been against Bitcoin since mid-2018. I think that's why people are debating and really wondering right now. You can see it right here. It's in Bolton's book. He says President Trump wanted to go after Bitcoin as early as 2018. Now, the new comptroller, Brian Brooks, has just become the new top banking regulator for the Trump administration, and his last job, well, he was general counsel to crypto powerhouse Coinbase. Brooks, as acting comptroller, makes it clear blockchain is not the problem. He thinks blockchain is the solution to our problems. In his own words, blockchain has potential to connect up in a decentralized network all kinds of data. It has the ability to create large, friction-free, decentralized networks of people, and there is a huge and great promise in blockchain and crypto. Brooks, 51, talks with Forbes at length about his views on cryptos, regulation, and technology. And interestingly, he's looking for decentralized networks in general, and he cited, Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP in particular to solve many of the problems hindering more than 1,000 financial institutions under his purview. And I'm just saying again here, guys, that this guy here that we're talking about here is the top banking regulator for the Trump administration. He knows that there's a lot of potential in XRP. He knows that already. He just said it once and he will say it once more. Interestingly, he's looking for decentralized networks in general. XRP, of course, is one of them. He thinks we can get rid of some friction and create some large decentralized networks with which is going to be great for a lot of people. And in his June 2nd proposed rulemaking, Brooks targeted a rewrite of existing regulations on bank digital activities, and the request for comment signed by Brooks asked how AI and blockchain tech could be incorporated into strictly regulated banking operations. And that's where I could just drop my pen right now, because he just says again that he's looking for how all this blockchain tech and this crypto can help with the strictly regulated banking operations. And I think you guys all know here where XRP ties into all of this, and especially now that they got their bigger partnership going up, with the other 40 companies that we were talking about the last couple of days here. Especially now is, I think, one of the most prime times ever for Ripple to shine in this regard here. I don't think there's really any doubt in my mind anymore that there's a good possibility of this occurring, and that the roads are made, or being made at least, right as we speak. And of course, I'm talking about PayID. Now, to move it a little bit further, PayID we've talked about, but why specifically now? Well, Brooks is especially concerned about the antiquated methods banks use to transfer money. Again, really XRP, bam, 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 in the back of my head. What are they trying to do? Replace this antiquated system? It takes 3 days if you're trying to send money from US to Europe on the SWIFT network, says Brooks. Your money is at risk during that period, and even when the money is being transmitted, foreign exchange fees are incurred. But a digital representation of value on both sides of the transaction can eliminate that friction and those costs. Other countries are focused on modernizing payments, and Brooks sees that as a threat to the United States. He takes a shot at the slow-moving Federal Reserve. Again, we've been calling out for a very long time as well that, again, Ripple sees the friction here with the Federal Reserve. And also, there's some opportunities for Bitcoin and crypto, like, for example, XRP, to really excel when people maybe step up against the Federal Reserve, or when people notice that the Fed is not as mighty as they sometimes look to be. The US has lagged behind the UK and other countries in terms of faster payments, says Brooks. It took the Fed 10 years to get where they are at with the Fed's version of faster payments versus blockchain, which is instantaneous and immutable. And he's right, EU did it a little while ago with some better systems, but still there's quite a lot to come. And Brooks expressed a deep understanding about differences between Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP, showing his crypto roots, though he mistakenly calls XRP Ripple. But that's no problem. Everybody can make some mistakes here and there. The good part, and the most important part about it all, is, again, Brooks doesn't think the federal government should issue digital money. He doesn't think that. I'm not a favor of government-created token, he says. I just don't think that's the role of the government, quite honestly. Again, being a kind of advocate of the digital money that we're all often talking about here. But I think that the Fed and the SEC need to be putting up frameworks of what the digital currency needs to be. In a tacit, how do you pronounce this, guys? Put it in the comment section down below. A lot of you guys know I'm not natively English, by the way. I'm trying to read most of the words that I'm going to be talking about up front, but some you just look over. I mean, this is a new word for me. Tacit or tacit, you let me know in the comment section down below what the correct pronunciation is. Again, it's an acknowledgement of the sprawling bureaucracy that governs banking and finance in the US, of which the controller of the currency is no small part. The agency is headquartered in a 10-story Washington, D.C. building with 3,500 employees across offices in 60 cities. Its 2,400 bank examiners oversee the operations of 840 banks and 290 federal savings associations. To Brooks, their work is hampered by an adherence to old technology. And again, you'd be shocked. That's all you need to know, guys. That's all you need to know from this part. The rest on forward, again, is kind of confirming what we already know. And damn, does it look juicy. Looks pretty damn juicy. Written by Corey Johnson. And of course, what you gotta know is that Corey Johnson worked for Ripple before, but I don't think that takes away from the message here, because again, Corey Johnson is a GOAT. All right. Again, if you type in XRP Trump, you'll find a lot of people talking about this article now as well. And a couple of days ago, everybody's been talking about it, but didn't get the chance to really cover it and give my opinion on it all. And my opinion about it all and about the whole Trump situation is there's a lot more ties than might seem, right? And we've been talking about this for years upon years upon years. And that's basically just because I believe that even Trump can see the potential in Ripple and XRP and what they have to do. I don't think there's any way that Ripple can be seen as a bad thing. And if I'm wrong, guys, or if you think I'm mistaken, put it down below in the comment section. Let's start a debate. I have tried to come up with reasons why Ripple and XRP are going to be bad for this world. I've tried for a very long time, and PayID, same alike. How can it be bad for the world? I've tried to think about it. How can instant payments be bad? How can less risk when you're sending money be bad? And the conclusion is the only thing I could see as bad is that it might be a problem that is irreversible. That's it. That's literally the only thing I could think of. But then again, if we're working here with, a system that trusts each other, then that issue is kind of gone because, well, if one party sends money to another and it was the wrong party or it was the wrong amount, the party can just send it back and redo the transaction, theoretically, or send a certain amount of money back if needed. But it's just when you're talking between parties that don't trust each other and if something goes wrong. However, that's I guess that's a small price to pay, and that's also something that is really, really worst case scenario. You mess something up, and that's the same with any, I guess, system. If you mess up, a system might look bad because human error, or system error. If the system does something wrong that a human put in. But the connections are there. We all know it, and I would not. Trump being such an advocate of great economy, right, and making everything better, make America great again. How can you make America greater than by improving the payments? Just think about that. And by the way, a lot of you guys also said here in the comment section and the Twitter that you want Trump to be the next president again because he'll help with the XRP plan. And if you guys know anything about that, let me know as well. Same goes for the QAnon or QAnon or whatever you pronounce this name as, often pronounced as Q. Georgi Manario said here, how are we the people of our representative / the president how are we the people or our representative / the president allowing the Fed to literally take over not just America but the world? We are all done. It's over. Good morning. Or good, I think that means good morning, whatever. The take in my QAnon circles is that by moving the Fed under the control of the Treasury Department, Trump and we, the people, have reassumed control of the Fed. Soon a gold-backed dollar will be rolled out, which uses XRP and maybe XLM. Goals will be revalued upward by 2020. Again, where does this number come from? I don't know. But I'm wondering, and I'm looking into all these QAnon theories right now because I'm really, really interested in where it all comes from. I've looked up QAnon a little bit earlier in a couple of my videos as well. We explained briefly where that came from, at least what the idea was, what I could find, and also who he, is to a lot of these people. However, there's more and more theories coming out every very freaking fast day, and it's almost impossible to keep up. Another thing I saw here was Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple XRP price should be sky high. More than slow, pathetic Bitcoin, who is the biggest scam investor, shouldn't be waiting no years is pump. The damn XRP now, let's see 20,000 a coin. And why the hell not? What you're waiting on, are you waiting for Trump to win? Again, the last part here, this whole thing doesn't make any sense. It's poorly written, but the last part here actually makes a little bit of sense. And is that a lot of people are thinking that this whole financial revolution will only work when Trump is president. It might seem strange because you would think any president would want to fix this problem, but I've seen this at least 20 to 25 times in my research today where people are saying that we are waiting for Trump to become president again because only then it will work, and a couple of things like that. Another thing I was wondering is, what the frick is this? Just a little question for any of you that know. Put it in the comment section down below. I'm wondering. New York Fed, Bitcoin just another example of fiat money. An editorial for the New York Fed's Liberty Street Economics blog post says Bitcoin is just like any other fiat money, but it's twisting language, Bitcoiners say. Yeah, it's not even worth your time. As an op-ed for the New York Fed's blog classifies Bitcoin as fiat money, the Fed authors, however, are working with definitions that are outside the norm, and not only is fiat misdefined, the post also classified misclassified commodities according to Castle Island Ventures' Nick Carter. Don't even waste your time with all of this. It's just a simple attempt to catch people off guard, I think, or maybe put people into a little bit of a corner with such talks. But don't be frightened, don't be worried. It's nothing like fiat. These guys are just trying to scare you into something, I think. Investors are growing increasingly bullish on Bitcoin price as only 90% of the mined Bitcoin is being traded. That's actually a good part, because if only 90% is being traded, it means that 81% in this case is being stored. And again, that means people are holding, people are predicting higher prices in the future, which is pretty damn cool. Bitcoin realized cap hits new high similar to pre-March 3K crash. The realized cap of Bitcoin hit an all-time high just like in February 2020 when Bitcoin price marked the local top. And basically these guys are saying that we're going to switch over right now. At 106.63 billion, it has now surpassed the previous record set just before the Black Thursday crash 3 months ago. And it's also something we talked about in our previous video here. A lot of people are talking about this right now. CEO of crypto debit card operator that lost $2 billion resigned. Yes, I talked about it in my 5-minute crypto video. Wirecard appoints a new interim CEO after a quarter of its balance sheet goes missing and its stock drops 80%. The CEO of fintech firm Wirecard, which operates crypto debit cards, has resigned. Yesterday, Wirecard announced that an auditor discovered $2 billion missing from its balance sheet, and Wirecard's stock has fallen an 80% since yesterday's announcement. Two bullish continuation patterns that could lead to breakouts. BAM is trading inside an ascending triangle. A breakout could take the price all the way to the 645 Satoshi resistance, and LTO is trading inside an ascending triangle. Again, these articles are pretty damn stupid, but sometimes it's just kind of interesting to hear a little bit of things about some coins out there. Don't really take it in too much, though. It's just some food for thought. Whale makes $300 million in Bitcoin transactions with just $1. Actually, $2.2 billion was done with just $7, if you were wondering about the full story. PayID to make sending ripples as XRP as easy as email. We heard about this before in the previous videos here. PayID is Ripple's initiative, or at least Ripple plus 40 other parties to ease payments in the world and kind of creating this newer internet, right? The internet that we talked about before. And basically what that means is sending information, well, yeah, that's good, but sending payments is really frictionful. Frictionful is even a word. They want to get rid of that, want to get rid of all the friction and make it as easy as sending an email and as easy as counting to 1, 2, 3. The crypto poet just said there's 130 exchanges plus that XRP is listed on right now. That was in one of Ripple's inside posts, which we just went over earlier today. And again, XRP just got listed on some more exchanges. VeChain here. VeChain ready for a correction. 600% bull rally reaching exhaustion. The VeChain Thor technology has been able to solve real-world problems in a wide range of industries, fueling a 600% rally in 3 months. Now, technical indicators show that VET is ready for a correction. I'm not really buying that at all. I don't really think VeChain is going to be stopping anytime soon. Maybe the price is going to go down a little bit to correct. However, a big correction, I don't really feel like it. I believe VeChain has too strong of a fundamental to actually witness that. Again, it might fall a couple of spots, but it's still going to do really, really good. And again, we can see here over the last month, it has done extraordinarily well. And I've been buying that coin like crazy for a very little while. But even if it does fall, long-term hold here, so I don't really mind too much. And last but not least, a topic of later today's video, billions and billions being invested in next generation ASIC chips. It's going on right now, and I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story about that, but that's going to be coming out in my later video, so make sure you subscribe and press the like button so you don't miss out on any important stuff. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Take care, everybody, and have a very, very nice